So Baruch Hashem, we have the privilege to be here and to speak about Leila Seder. Okay, so what's up with Leila Seder? We spoke about the Erev Pesach, right? Baking matzot, burning the chametz, all of that. Fine. Now we are in the preparation of the Leila Seder, so we need to set up the table that it will be ready for us when we're coming back from the Bet Knesset. Okay, if somebody didn't do it, so when he's coming back from the Bet Knesset, he will have to start the preparation, and then everything will be much later, and so on and so forth. So as much as possible, we want everything to be prepared, that we can just come from the Bet Knesset and right away start the Leila Seder. Okay? So what is the preparations that are needed? Besides of having matzot, we have the simanim, the different signs of the Leila Seder. Right? So we have the charoset. There's a special recipe of charoset that I will tell you, Bezrat Hashem, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, of the recipe of the mother of the Arizal. Whoa. The charoset of the mother of the Arizal. It's brought down in Shar Kavanot. And besides that, we have the egg, hard-boiled egg, that is zecher for the Korban Chagiga. So in the night of the Leila Seder, when we had the Bet HaMikdash, so we had, except of the sacrifice of Pesach, we had also sacrifice that is called Chagiga. So that is symbolized by the hard-boiled egg. We have the zroa, which is also a memory of the Korban Pesach, and also for the zroa, the Yad HaChazaka, the zroa Netuya, that Hashem had to take us out of Egypt, right? We have the chazeret, okay, that is like the Ashkenaz minhag for maror. Most of the world today have took the Sephardic side of letters, which is fine. It's brought down in the Gemara. There's many big rabbis that are doing it even for Ashkenazim to eat letters instead of the horseradish. It is very hard to swallow the horseradish. I saw someone that he almost killed himself, literally. No, seriously. I'm saying seriously. He was trying to eat an amount of horseradish, with nothing, just the horseradish, and is doing all the stringencies. So also included in that is also the measurements of the Chazon Ish. So it's a big kazait. So it's like a handful of horseradish, just like that, without anything. With lettuce at work. It was very hard. I saw him he almost got choked. So, okay, whoever is Ashkenazi wants to move to the letters, no problem. Just the point is that you have to make sure that the letters have a little of bitterness. Yeah, the whole idea is that we're calling it maror. So if you have letters that is too much genetically engineered, then it's too sweet. And there's no bitterness there, so it's hard to call it maror. I'm not saying that you're not Yosef with that. Okay, it's but you have it, that's what you have. But try to have it that it will be a little bit bitter. Now we have another issue, which is the bugs. Yeah, to have letters that is grown in a way that you don't have to check it from bugs too much. That in Israel it's available. In outside of Israel, not so much. Yeah, they have special greenhouses that is double seal, double door, this, that, all kinds of different high-tech, hydroponic growns of veggies, and then it's fine. But if you have regular letters that you have to check for bugs, so then you have to really check it for bugs. Meaning, take every letter and after washing, obviously, soak it in soap water, wash it again 3 times, then look through with light to see that there's no bugs in between. It's a big thing, okay? So the Ben Ish Chai brings a story in his book that he saw a woman that she was going through a lot of letters very quickly, and he told her, he saw her, and he said, lady, what are you doing? You can't see all the tiny bugs like that when you checking so fast. So she told him, what do you want me to do, Rabbi? I have a big family, a guest. Everybody likes to eat a lot of letters. I have to give enough for everybody that they won't complain. It's tonight. It's not. They don't have much time. What do you want me to do? So he told her an advice. Instead of giving the leaves of the letters, to take the hearts of the letters. Okay? So obviously people won't like it so much. They will just eat whatever they need because it's usually bitter. But the point of the matter is that if you do that, if you don't have the time, the patience to check the leaves, and you just want to have the mitzvah of maror, you can take the heart of the core of the letters, and it works. Okay. Anyhow, what else? Salty water. That's not a problem. Just dissolve some salt in water. That's it. Yeah. Okay. So we'll speak. Mizrat Hashem, maybe next time on the. You know what? Maybe we'll do it now. We'll get to the point. So we'll do it. So this is the book that I made a couple of years ago for Lela Seder. So it has the Arvit of Pesach and also the Agada of Pesach. So I want to show you the order of the Seder plate according to the Arizal, and then we'll speak about it, the meaning of those signs of the Lela Seder with the different Sfirot. Okay, so just a moment, let me get there. Okay, have it or we don't have it? That's very interesting. I thought it's here. Seems like it's been a year since I looked in this book. Wonder why. Okay. So this is one of the books that I did, also Ashkenaz and also Sephardi. Okay, so we'll take the Sephardi because I see that it's not here in the Ashkenaz. It's all Ashkenaz. You see one like that, blue, that is Sephardi? Okay. I guess it will go back to the original idea of doing it next time. You know what? I have something here that my friend did. We'll use that. That's also Ashkenaz. That's also Ashkenaz. That's fine. That's fine. I have it here. Okay, so let's start like this. Okay, you have the plate itself. Yeah, the plate itself symbolizes. Whoa, you okay? The plate itself symbolizes the Sphira of Malchut. Okay. Then here. Oh. Okay. See that? Do you see the painting? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you have the three matzot that symbolizes Chochmah Bina Dat. Okay. Then you have the Zroa, which is Chesed, the egg, which is the Gvura, the Maror, which is the Tiferet, the charoset, which is Netzach, the Hod, which is the Karpas. I didn't speak about Karpas. So Karpas, okay, just a moment. Now, here you see Chazeret is the Yesod. Okay, so according to that order, so you have also the letters and also the Chazeret. So he wrote, I'm not sure where he took it from, that the Maror is the big letters, the big leaves of the letters, and the Chazeret is the small leaves of the letters. Okay? I don't know where it came from, but that's what he wrote here. I do the like horseradish and also the letters. So I have like for the Tiferet I have the letters, and for the Yesod I have the horseradish, and then everybody are happy. Anyhow, about the karpas, so there is different customs of using like potato, onion, parsley, all of that. According to the Arizal, no, we don't do that. We're using celery, only celery as karpas. Okay, so if you're going to be a guest by someone and you think he might come up with something like parsley, so bring in your like pocket some celery to have for karpas.
All Ashkenazim do potatoes, no?
Many Ashkenazim are doing like potato, onion, or parsley, but the minhag of the Arizal is specifically celery.
I never knew my family was so clear on the Arizal's teaching.
You see? Now you know. Okay. So good. So all of those, plus obviously some, you want to do some cooking, whatever it is that you like to eat, fine. I'm not getting into your recipe and your menu of like the Leila Seder, but as much as possible, get it all done and ready before you're going to the Bet Knesset. So when you're coming from the Bet Knesset, you can right away start. Okay. Now the main mitzvah of the day in Leila Seder is like to tell over the story of going out of Egypt, right? So if you have like people that are with you in the same the same age kind of and like same mindset, so that's fine, like everybody together. But when you have like different people and little children's and older people and like different so then it's very challenging to manage to get everybody satisfied with like telling over the stories, and everybody will be happy. It's so you have to be ready for that. Okay. Now, what does it mean to be ready for that? To as much as possible to plan from advance, like according to the people that are going to be around the table, that each one will have something that he likes. So little children's, so you prepare some like candies or something or like prizes, games, cards, whatever that they would like. So when they get like tired or they want to leave the table or something like that, so you can pull it out and and get them back, something like that. When you have like someone that is I don't know, a little bit older and is not so interested in the story of Egypt, so maybe get like a very nice wine for him, that he will see that wine, so he will he will stay on the table, whatever it is. Try to think like who is going to be your guest around the table, and get like something that will be exciting for each one of them, and then as Bezrat Hashem, with the help of Hashem, you will be able to gather and have them focus through the telling over the story. And obviously you have to know the story, like what you're going to say, right? Just to read the Agada, okay, so that's also good. And I remember myself as a little child in Leila Seder, so there was like a competition between my cousins, the older cousins, of who's reading faster the Agada. The goal was to finish it as soon as possible and to get to the food. That was just read it as fast as possible. So it was like a game of reading fast. So a little bit sad now when I understand like the meaning of things. So if possible, try to tell it over in nice illustrations, give the imagination some time to play, and so on and so forth. By me, so the children they like to make a show of like that they are like the Jews in Egypt and they're leaving Egypt and all of that. There's many families that they do something like that, so that's also nice. All kinds of things like that will get people excited and with you. Now, okay, so now after we got those things pretty much clear, there is a discussion about haseva for children, for the wife, ladies around the table. Practically, there's if somebody like it's not comfortable for him to do the haseva, to eat and drink when he's like lying on the side, So then there's a Mechaber Shulchan Aruch that says that a woman doesn't have to do the seva. Okay, the Rama says that our women are important women, therefore they're doing a seva. So because also the Sephardic women, they also important, so now everybody is doing a seva. But if for some reason they don't, if they're Sephardic, so they have more of a reason to rely on not to do a seva. There's many discussions about a rabbi, like a rabbi that and student, that if the student is coming to the rabbi, if he needs to do a seva in front of the rabbi. So there's Lamaisa, practically today everybody doing a seva. So, if someone is not comfortable with it, there is what we rely on. There is opinions even for the house owner, even for a rabbi, whatever. There is reasons to say that today we are not like that we don't get the feeling of freedom from doing a seva. For most of the people, it's just not comfortable because we're not comfortable with that. So there's a reason not to. But practically, it is important. It has meaning. So just one time a year, it's not so bad. And I'll give you a little particle of the meditations of the Leil Seder, so it will be a little bit more meaningful to do the Aseva, to lay down. So we're doing the Aseva on the left side, right? Left side symbolizes the judgment, right? From the judgment comes out the negative side. So when you're doing the seva, so you can meditate on pressing down and holding down the negativity. Yeah? Okay. So now,
Quick question.
Yeah.
Are we really fulfilling mitzvah by putting a pillow on our chairs and calling it a seva?
The point is not putting the pillow on the chair. The point is putting the pillow on your neighbor's chair, and then you're doing a seva on your neighbor's chair. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. If you have a nice couch that you can, you can. That's nicer. But most of the people, they don't have so much of space for couches around the table. Anyhow. Okay, so I'm skipping all of that seva business. Okay. The drinking of the 4 cups. Okay. Now getting to speak about the structure of the Leil Seder. We have the 4 cups that each one have its timing. Okay. And it's important. The timing is important. Meaning, if somebody is just drinking wine, when he's waiting for you, and then when you get to the 4 cups, he says, I already had my 4 cups. Don't worry about me. I'm set. I'm fine. I drank enough. So that's not a good answer, because if you're not doing it in the right order, so not yotze. Yeah. The idea of the 4 cups is that it will be in the right timing. Okay. So we have the first cup for the beginning of the kiddush. The kiddush cup is also the first cup of the 4 cups. And then we have another cup before the Agada, another cup before Birkat Hamazon, and another cup after Birkat Hamazon. So that's basically the 4 cups. We'll speak about it more. There's a big thing about the size of the cup. Okay? There is many people that they want to be stringent about the size of the cup, and they're taking big cup, and then they need to drink the majority of the cup. So then it becomes to be hard. Yeah. So you need to have a cup that is at least a revi'it in the cup, and that you will be able to drink preferably the whole cup, if not at least the majority of the cup. Okay. Every time you're doing the seva and drinking cup of the 4 cups. So for me personally, I'm using a small cup that is basically a revi'it, a little bit more, and then I know that I'm comfortable with it. Okay, there's different people with different natures and different abilities with drinking. Another thing is about what you're using. If you're using grape juice or wine, so definitely wine have the quality of freedom. So obviously we're not trying to get drunk, but the like to have a little bit of elevation with alcohol is a certain sign of freedom. And that's the idea. That's one of the principles that are standing behind the decision of the rabbis to make those 4 cups. Yeah, they didn't have the grape juice like we have, because for them, like, it will get fermented and spoiled in one day. Yeah, so it was not practical to have grape juice. So they had wine. Now, by the way, somebody that doesn't have wine, it doesn't have kosher grape juice, kosher wine to use for Leil Seder, there is a possibility of taking raisins and doing juice or even wine from the raisins. Okay, if you know how to do it like the wine, so that's a whole project. You have to do it from much before. But if you just put like a big bag of raisins in a gallon of water, and you leave it there for, I think, between 1 day to 3 days. 3 days it will also probably start to get fermented. But if it is like 2 days, it won't get fermented, and it will give it taste, and you can be yotze with it. But it have to have the taste of the raisins. The water have to have the taste of the raisins, and that's good. Yeah. So if you don't have like a source of kosher grape juice, kosher wine, that's a good possibility. But obviously those raisins have to be kosher for Pesach. So you have to make sure that you know where you're buying them.
לא מבושל is important, no?
לא מבושל? Okay. If you're using wine, so then there's a question of mevushal or not mevushal. When you're outside of Israel, it's very hard to get wine that is not mevushal, that is kosher. Most of the wines, they are or not kosher or mevushal. That's what I know. Maybe I'm wrong. That's what I know. Lemaise, if you have someone in around the table that you have a doubt about, that maybe is not Jewish or maybe is like breaking Shabbat publicly, so then you need to have mevushal wine. Yeah. So, or you just give each one a bottle, and you tell the people that's your bottle for the 4 cups, and that's another possibility. I was in a situation like that. There's another rabbi that I know, Rabbi Gold from the old city here. So I know that for him, like not only in Pesach, every Shabbat, he's keeping the wine by him on the floor. Everybody, like, if somebody wants wine, he gives them the cup. He makes sure that the cup is clean, put wine and gives him. And then that's for everybody. Doesn't matter who, doesn't matter when in the year. That's his custom. Doesn't matter which wine. And then there's no questions, and there's no mistakes. Okay. If you have the possibility of buying wine that is kosher, that is not mevushal, and you don't have a problem because all the people that are around the table are perfectly kosher Jews, then you have the possibility of using the wine that is on mevushal, and there is a quality in that. There is a special quality according to the Rambam. The wine for the kiddush, for the 4 cups, it should be wine that is kosher to be how do you say, like on the altar, offered on the altar. And wine that is mevushal is not kosher for the altar. So that's not only about Pesach, also about Shabbat. Every Shabbat, the same thing. Yeah? According to the Rambam, if you want to be yotze with the kiddush, and according to the Rambam, you need to have wine that is on mevushal. Yeah? Otherwise, no. It's funny that they put on all of the wines. They have like on the sticker on the kashrut, they have like kosher according to the opinion of the Bet Yosef. So I heard once from the Rav Vichai. He said, why they write Bet Yosef? Because in the Bet Yosef you have all the opinions. So he didn't say which opinion in the Bet Yosef. It's one of the opinions in the Bet Yosef. So rely on us that we have something to rely on. Okay. They don't want to take the responsibility that it's kosher according to the Rambam, according to the Rosh. That's too specific. Something that is general, so everybody can fit in. That's everybody are happy.
I've heard that in Minasharim there's a grape juice that's lo mevushal. Would you yotze lechatchila with that, or you say no because it's
yes. There's a Mishnah that says that you not in Shabbat, you can't squeeze grapes in Shabbat, but if you squeeze the grapes before Shabbat, so it says sochet adam eshkol hanavim u'mekadesh elav. You can squeeze like a whole bunch of grapes and do kiddush on that. and that's so no one can argue with that Mishnah. Yeah, it's
Right.
and that's the grape juice that we're using that is cooked or that they put like some kind of a chemical to kill the bacteria, and then it's not possible for it to get fermented to be wine. So then there's questions, and there is people that are not happy with it. Me personally, I'm using this grape juice all the time, and I don't have many choices. My kids forcing me every time I'm trying to use wine for kiddush. They take the wine out and they bring the grape juice. I let them, but I know that it's important for them. So I'm not trying to be Yotze for all of the opinions. I'm happy to be Yotze for the majority of the opinions. That's fine.
At the table.
at the table with everybody. Yeah, I'm trying to get everybody to be with me happy. So yeah, there is definitely grape juice that is frozen. You can like buy frozen grape juice that they didn't pasteurize. They didn't put sulfites, and that will be kosher for all the opinions. I heard that that's what they use in Hasidut Brisk. They're doing like they're crushing grapes once a year, and then they put it in bottles and they freeze it, and every time they like this frozen grape juice.
In our days, easier than making raisin wine is to take grapes, clean them, throw them in a blender with a very small amount of water, and you just blend it, and you have instant grape juice.
Right. Yeah, you can do that.
Works.
You can do that. Yeah.
It's more expensive though.
If you have fresh grapes,
Yeah.
no problem. If you don't have fresh grapes, so then you use the raisins.
I mean, grapes are expensive in general.
Depends why not. Sometimes they're less expensive than raisins.
Anyhow. Okay. There's a discussion about what is better, to use red wine or white wine. So we take the red wine, okay? But if you have something that is like very special, white wine, so you can use it. But generally we take the red wine because it has pasuk. It says Al tirei yain ki it adam. So because we have a pasuk for wine that it's red, so we see that there's a special quality about red wine. So it's better to use the red wine, at least for the arba kosot. Yeah, if you have like basically you need to have like all the people around the table, that each one will have their 4 cups, unless you have someone that is not able for whatever reason. Yeah, like little babies, you don't have to. But usually they have like small kind of they get something from in Israel at least. They have like a silver kind of plastic, cups that they enjoy drinking. That is very, very tiny. Anyhow, okay, it says to give the kids like roasted grains and roasted nuts. In their time, it was enough. In nowadays, I wish that's what my kids will eat. That's what they will enjoy. Usually, they like snacks and candies, but the point is that you have to get them awake, to keep them awake, that they will hear the story. So be ready, like I said before. Okay, I got to the laws of the first and second cup. Now, when you're holding the first cup in your hand, and you're about to do kiddush, so you have to remember that you're doing also the mitzvah of kiddush, which is mitzvah deoraita. And from the rabbis, they told us to do the mitzvah deoraita with wine. So you're doing also the mitzvah of the rabbanan for the kiddush. And besides that, you have also the mitzvah of the first cup of the 4 cups. Yeah. So that's like before all the meditations of the Arizal. That's just simple halacha to have the kavanah for the mitzvah. Okay. Good. So we're not going to go through all of the Agadah now. Today it's just like the different customs and halachot of the Leil Seder. B'ezrat Hashem, in the continuation of the week, we'll speak about the Agadah inside. But you're getting to you're starting the Agadah, and you're getting to the second cup. Okay, you're getting to the second cup. Whenever we drink with asava, like we said. If you want to drink more between the first cup to the second cup, between the first cup to the second cup, you are, I don't want to make a mistake here. Yeah, it's better not to drink from between the first and second cup. After the second cup, you can, between the second and the third, so that's the meal. So then you can drink more. But between the first and second, or the fourth and the third and the fourth, those cups, try not to drink in between.
Try not to.
Not to. Yeah. Okay? Fine.
Wait, so between the second and third it's okay? Because that's the meal?
Yeah.
Between the third and fourth, try not to.
Between the third and the fourth, you can't, because you're saying the Birkat Hamazon. You have what to read. After Birkat Hamazon, you're doing. After Birkat Hamazon, you're doing the third, and then after the whole Hallel and the end of the Agada, then you have the fourth. Anyhow, we'll speak about it when we get there. The point is that now we are in between the first and second, so the halacha says, the Shulchan says not to drink. But if somebody needs to have like some water to, say while he's saying over the Agada, you're allowed. But try to not to have like too much liquids there, and specifically not wine, not a full cup of wine. That's better. Yeah. Okay. We spoke about the vegetables for the maror. Okay, now we did some halachot of netilat yadayim not long ago, right? Remember that? So when you take the kapas, the celery, and you dip it in the salty water, you have to wash hands, right?
Before. That's the halacha?
So that's also so that's interesting that even though we have many opinions that they say today not to do this netilat yadayim for something that is like dipped in liquids, but practically everybody is doing it in El Seder, right?
Without bracha though. Still without.
But without the bracha. Without the bracha. Keep the bracha for the main wash for the matzot. But we do the netilat yadayim. So all the halachot of netilat yadayim, even though you don't say the bracha, you have to apply all the halachot of netilat yadayim. Right? Yeah, that's I know how you feel. Fine. Okay, so there is a custom that is a little bit hard practically, that each person is washing for the others. Yeah, today it's like it's hard to get like 2 buckets of water and to move them around the table without spilling all over the floor and so on. But if you can do this custom, and that's nice, that's good, and to have the connection. For me, usually I'm trying to push like everybody to wash in the sink. It makes sure that the floor will stay dry and so on. But yeah, if you do this custom that each one is washing for the others and it goes around the table, so you have to make sure that it's done properly. So each one have to have enough water, right, for at least revi'it, right, for each wash, like we learned. And if you have like a child that is like trying to wash your hands, so you have to make sure that he's like getting all the hand, and it becomes to be like a whole thing. If it's possible, it's possible. If not, not. Okay. So we're getting to the matzot. Okay, we got to the matzot. And we're saying the halach ma'aniya, right? This is the bread of the poor people, right? Today it's not really bread of poor people because the matzot is very expensive.
No, they're poor.
What?
They're poor.
After you buy it, so you became to be poor. Yeah. No. It's supposed to be like so the matzot have those two edges. Like in one hand, it should be like something that is like beautiful. So they take like big matzot. It will be like impressive and nice. That's one side of it. The other side of it is like that it's very, very thin and without any addings, and that's like bread of poor people. So, like I said, we'll speak about the agada inside another day. We got to the second cup. Okay, one of the reasons is to give the children the opportunity to ask, like, why do you drink another cup before the meal? Because every Shabbat we're doing the one cup of wine, and then we wash for the meal, right? So that, and plus the karpas that we do before the meal, is to arouse the children to say the manishtana and all of the rest of the Agadah until we're getting to the Ga'al Israel in the Agadah, and then we drink the second cup. Okay. There is a difference between the customs between the Sephardi and Ashkenaz if you say the bracha on the second cup or not. If you say another bore per gefen, okay. According to the Sephardim, so the halachas, the Shulchan Aruch says not to say another bracha. Why? Because you said bore per gefen on the first cup, and like it's one continuation, right? Like when you say bore per gefen and you speak with your friend, and then you pour another cup and you drink, you don't say another bracha. It's the same continuation of the first cup, right? So also here. But the Ashkenazim, they do bore per gefen for each one of the cups, of the 4 cups. So basically, the reason for that is that because it was a big time in between. So even though we were sitting, but we didn't drink in between. So then we say another bracha because it was a break. Okay.
Can I ask a silly question?
Yeah.
Since there's a suffix, why don't we say you can't say it?
Well, it's not exactly a suffix.
Okay.
It's not exactly a suffix. It's different views. That's the meaning of the Ashkenaz is to say the bracha of every cup. And matter of fact, I heard from Rav Ichad that is Fardik that according to the Arizal, it comes out, even though it's not clear 100%, but he said that like definitely see a place for saying Bore Per Gefen every time, according to the Arizal, but it's not a clear Arizal. I'm just saying that there is a point to it. So then it's a question that the Sfaradim have to ask the Ashkenazim. Like if you're saying another Bore Per Gefen on the second cup, so why you didn't say Baracha Achrona on the first cup? Okay? So the answer is, that's their custom. That's what we do. Okay? That's what the Rama says. And basically, when we're saying the Birkat Hamazon, so that will be like the after Bracha for the second cup and for the first cup. Okay? It goes back to the... So that's everybody agrees about. Also the Sfaradim. Just the question is about the first Bracha for the second cup. And also, by the way, it will be the same discussion about the Bracha for the fourth cup. Okay? Everybody are saying the bracha for the first cup and for the first and third cup. The second and fourth, that's the difference. The Sfaradim don't do and the Ashkenazim do. Okay. Now, we're washing hands for the matzot. Okay? Washing hands again. Now we're saying the bracha of al netilat yadayim. And according to the Arizal, I think majority of the Jewish people today, they have 3 matzot. Yeah, according to the Vilna Gaon, so it's 2 matzot. But I'm not going to speak about it because I think that basically everybody that I know of, they're doing the 3 matzot. So we're going to speak only about that. So you have within the 3 matzot that we said in the beginning, when we spoke about the bowl of the Seder, we said that this is the Chochmah bin Adat, right? That's the 3 matzot between in the all of the organization of the Sfirot of the Leil Seder. So between the Chochmah bin Adat, we can definitely call that also Kohen Levi Israel. Scroll down also. So basically the middle matzah, which is the matzah of the Yachatz, that when we're getting into the part of the Agadah, we're breaking it and we put it aside for the Afikoman, right? I'll speak about it in details when we'll speak about the Agadah itself, but the point is that right now when you're getting to Seder Motzi, so you have the complete matzah, half matzah in the middle, and another complete matzah. Okay, that's where you're holding. That's what you're holding. You're holding 2.5 matzot, lamaisa. So when you're saying the 2 brachot, you're saying Amotzi lechem min haaretz, and you're saying Asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat matzah. So you have in mind that Amotzi lechem min haaretz will be for the upper matzah, and Asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat matzah will be for the middle matzah. Okay? So after the bracha, you can drop the lower matzah and break a piece of the upper matzah and the middle matzah and eat that in asava. Okay? Now, there is people that they try to have that each one of the around the table will have 3 matzot. So each one will be able to do the whole thing for himself. Me personally, usually I'm like, for my matzah, I'm giving like pieces for the people around, but it's not an obligation. I know that there's many people that I think that specifically the Chabad and the people that got like their like a kickstart for their like Jewish life from Chabad, so they have like everybody have like 3 matzot around the table, and when you have like a big seder, with many guests, so it's very hard to get like from one matzah to get it like all around. So then it's more practical that each one will have 3 matzot, and yeah, each one have to have 2 kazaitim of matzah after the amotzi and al achilat matzah. Yeah, so you have like 1 kazait for the amotzi from the upper matzah, 1 kazait for achilat matzah from the middle matzah, preferably. Okay, even if it's not coming from that matzah for the other people, so they still have to have 2 kazaitim of matzah. Okay, then there's a big discussion about like the time measurement. There's people that are like looking on the watch on the like how many minutes, how many seconds you have when you're eating the matzah. It's become to be like a little bit of a challenge. Okay, for me, I'm not getting too excited about the time there. You need to eat in a way that you are. It's a way of eating, not like you're not supposed. You're not like, don't try. I had like an experience like that in my first Leil Seder, that I was like panicking about it, and like I think I told you that one time I almost fainted after like a whole cup of wine and like 2 kazaitim of matzah on an empty stomach. It was not a good idea. So basically, if you chew the matzah good in your mouth, chew it well, yeah, and then swallow it normally, you shouldn't have a problem. Okay, the issue of the time is when you're eating a little bit, and then you're taking another bite, and you chew it and you swallow, and then you're taking another little bite. Then you have like an issue that it becomes to stretch too much, becomes to be a question. Okay, but if you take in your mouth like a mouthful of matzah, and you chew it, and then when you're ready to swallow, so you swallow it like bit by bit, so then you don't have any question. It's not. It doesn't. The question doesn't sort. Yeah. And so that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. But again, it doesn't have to be like that. There is different customs about it. Another good advice for someone that is hard for him, there's the soft matzot. Okay, so for the Ashkenazim, there is people that, I don't know why, but I heard it from Rav Avram Goldstein. He said that according to the Ashkenaz tradition, soft matzot are like chametz. Okay, I don't know where he came from, like with this opinion. Like personally, I gave to the Rosh Shiva Zatzal, his father, like soft matzah, and he was very happy with it. The matzot that I'm doing is like somewhere in between. Like it's not soft and it's not hard. That's what comes out to me, and that's what I'm eating. There is people that they eat like they're really soft matzot, like Yamanite, and most of the Ashkenaz they eat like very hard matzot. If it's very hard matzot, so it have to be thin. If it is like not very thin and it's very hard, so then you can't break it with your teeth. It doesn't work. Yeah. So you have to have like if it's soft, so then it can be a little bit thicker. That's what happens to me. Anyhow, the soft matzot are definitely much easier to have the amount of the matzah in the time limitation. Anyhow, after all of this introduction, so the most stringent opinion about the time limitation is 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes is also like enough. It's not like you don't have to. It's not pressuring. Yeah, 2 minutes is like it's a nice amount of time. And this is the most stringent. Okay, so you can have in 2 minutes without choking. No doubt. Just calm down. Okay, the regular opinion that most of the people are trying to be like lechatchila 4 minutes, and if for someone like you have like hard time doing whatever and it stretches more than that, so 9 minutes is also fine. There is many opinions that hold that 9 minutes is also fine, and I heard that b'diavad, even if you got to 16 minutes, it's also fine b'diavad. Okay, it's not like obviously it's like that's too much. It shouldn't take so long.
You go to the bathroom or whatever.
I don't know, but like for someone that is really hard for him to do matzot, and someone that is older or whatever. Anyhow, that's about the time limitation. And by the way, just last point with that, the same thing is in every Shabbat. Yeah, like every Shabbat you need to have a meal. So if the definition of eating the kazait of bread, like you don't have it in that time, so it will be the same thing in Shabbat meal. Yeah, you don't see people in Shabbat meal they're getting like so excited and nervous about like the bread that they eat to have like the kazait in a certain time. The same thing. It's the same obligation. Anyhow,
it shows how chaviv Pesach is to the Jewish
Fine. For me, I have like other things that makes it chaviv for me, but whatever. Anyhow, so then we have the matzah, then we have the maror. Okay, the kazait of maror. How much is the kazait of maror? So most of the people they are like preparing the amount according to weight. They weight before the Leil Seder the amount, and they put it in little bags. Kazait of maror, and then like they give it to the people around the table, the amount. Me personally, we have like a bowl that is full of leaves of lettuce, and each one is taking like a couple of leaves, 3 leaves. That's basically a kazait. Kazait, as much as like to make it simple, so it's a handful. Yeah,
mouthful.
Mouthful, handful.
Literally.
It's about the same. It's about the same. Handful and mouthful is about the same. If somebody is hard for him, whatever, so there is opinion of the Vilna Gaon, according to Michaim Volozhin, that the kazait is like an olive. It's like the size of an olive. Yeah. So what is an olive? So you can go to the market, see what the size of the olives that they sell. Yeah, and that's the kazait. Yeah. So that's also about the matzah and also about the maror. There's a big discussion about it, what's the measurement of kazait, but like there is the opinion of the Chazon Ish that some people they want to be stringent, so they're trying to have like a big kazait. I'm not getting involved. Okay, like I said, for me a handful is enough. So we have the maror. We dip it in the charoset. We'll speak about it when we'll speak more about the agada.
According to you, kazait, how much does it weigh, in your opinion?
My understanding is it's not about weight. It's about volume. Because height is volume. It's not weight. Okay. Anyhow, there is like I saw someone, he made a whole book just about them, like what is kazait. Okay, what is kazait? There's many opinions. It's not so simple. Rav Avichai, that I learned Kabbalah by him, he was very, very like, I don't know if it's stringent or lenient. It depends like for which, like in which cases. But he said that kazait is like 5 grams, very, very tiny.
But of bread or something, or
Whatever. Kazait is 5 grams. According to his calculation, it's like it comes out from like the article of Rashash and Chanukah. Anyhow, we can discuss that for a whole class another time, bli neder, with the help of Hashem. Okay, I think we'll hold it here after the matzah and the maror, and we'll leave the korech for the next time. Bezrat Hashem. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.
Amen. Very good news. The government